You made the comment basically saying, taking the platform that God has given you and using it for his glory. And you're now doing that in all different kinds of channels. The first one I want to talk about is Sports Spectrum. What is Sports Spectrum? It has a massive following, so people already know, but go ahead and sell us on it, what you guys are doing. And then how'd you get involved?
Yeah, well, Sports Spectrum has been a resource to me throughout my life. Since I was so young, my parents would turn on a podcast or give us the magazine and have us flip through it at the kitchen table. And so for me to be able to work for it and literally get to represent it now
Yeah.
is it's truly like a dream that I didn't even know I had because I never even could have dreamt it up or imagined it. So just really honored, truthfully, to be part of an organization that I respect so much and I know has a serious, genuine heart for what they do. And I would say to Sports Spectrum, to sum it up, what we do is we're trying to turn sports fans into followers of Jesus.
Come on.
And share those stories that are the intersection of sports and faith. And that's really cool for me just because of my connection to sport. And I think mainly, even as an athlete, knowing how much I have depended on the Lord through sports and how much the Lord has taught me about Him and just life through my own athletic journey. And so for Sports Spectrum, I do a few things. The main thing is I host a podcast for them, and we're really trying to highlight and encourage the college athletes that are out there. And not just the athletes themselves, but also for younger athletes. Hey, you're going to follow thousands of people on Instagram or on social media throughout your life. Who are the people that you can be uplifted by? And when you see them post, whether it's about their faith or not, you can feel joy from them and want to cheer them on because you know what they stand for and you know what they're about, regardless if you got some rivalries with the colleges that you like.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, I've always loved being a fan of sports and watching March Madness or the college football playoff or the World Series and saying, oh, no way, that athlete's so cool, or I love that team, but I like them even more when I know what they're about. And so
Yeah.
really that's my hope with this podcast is to just shed a light on people through social media.
It's pretty neat to see what's happening in college athletics right now. The way athletes are really being bold, how they carry themselves. The post-game interviews, the pre-game interviews, they're glorifying Jesus through it all. Thank you to Sports Spectrum for helping get the word out. Talk a little bit about your other project you have. It's called What's Up Pod.
Yeah, so that's the podcast that I host that
Yep.
we're hopefully trying to point people to the right athletes to be cheering on and following. And man, I've every time I get off an interview, I'm like, I love that person. They're my new best friend. I'm their biggest fan. And I say that truly about everyone. And it's so funny because my family members who know who I'm interviewing say, oh, how was it? I'm like, that was awesome. That was just the best. Truly, when you fill yourself with the joy of the Lord, and when you are really walking out what you might be posting or talking about or people say about you, you can feel it from someone. And I've just been so honored to talk to so many people who have uplifted me just on some of these interviews and just get to know their story too. And I think I've been most impressed by the vulnerability of
Yeah.
these athletes to say, hey, Jesus wasn't a part of my character until until I plugged into FCA, until I started reading scripture, until I changed X, Y, and Z. And so I've been really impressed with that because it's a really hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And also even in the midst of hard losses and playing time and injuries. I think that's what has been so cool because you might go on someone's social media page and it look like all this NIL opportunity and championships and just cool photos, but really life's not all like that. And I think it's important to highlight and to really ask athletes hey, but what was hard about that? You might have just won, but how did you have to still rely on the Lord through that? And so I think that for me has been very special. And even just, getting to interview those athletes too that are playing in these tournaments and succeeding and going far. It's really fun to be able to cheer on people, yes, for their sport, but also, the rest of their lives.